Was there one autograph you really, really wanted as a kid, and did you ever get stiffed?
There was a time that I was out, I think at the Byron Nelson with my dad, and Phil Mickelson, Davis Love were on the putting green. And I was yelling at him, as I now get annoyed while I'm practicing when I'm getting yelled at. And they were talking, and then they said 1 second, and when they finished, Phil was pulled off in a different direction, and Davis came and signed for me. And I thought for the longest time that Phil just blew me off, and Davis was like the nicest guy, and Phil I didn't care for as much for a little while because of that. And it's funny looking back now because of the times you're pulled, he could have been late for media. He could have been having a sponsor obligation. He could have been going over to sign for a kids area where there was 100 of them. And I was, the one, but the time management is so different out here that, they obviously have no idea. And there's certainly been kids that probably think I've blown them off too, which was never my intention. It would have never been Phil's intention either.
Well, let's go back to Phil for a minute. When did you overcome this? And
I think I've told him this story since then. And of course, he probably responded with a Phil like, yeah, I knew who you were. I didn't want to go over there and sign, something like that. But it was, I think it would have been in college or early on tour when I got to see him in person and really see how genuine he is with everybody he comes in contact with. Doesn't matter who it is. And he's a tremendous role model. And I just wasn't aware back then.